Hello, I'm Alan Cleveland at AthensInjuryLawyer.com. I've been practicing workers' compensation law since 1998, almost 28 years. If you're hurt at work in Georgia, your rights are very different than if you're just in a regular personal injury case like a car accident. So today I'm going to give you a little bit of a background on what to do and how it works. The first thing you need to understand is that every employer who regularly employs 3 or more people in any capacity is required by law to carry workers' compensation insurance or be self-insured. So that's most employers. They have to carry it. Oftentimes, they'll have 1099 employees. You may be a 1099 and told that you don't have workers' comp coverage. You need to talk to a lawyer about that, because whether your 1099 employer is not determined simply by them designating you as one. Second, report your injury. You have 30 days under Georgia law to report the injury. The longer you wait, the more suspicious the insurance company is going to be about the injury. Most companies have policies about workers' comp. They want you to report the injury when it happens. You should not delay. It's best to report it on the same day that you get hurt. Don't try to tough it out. Don't try to wait. I've had dozens of people come to me and they tried to they didn't want to rock the boat, didn't want to make a claim, and then they waited and 2 or 3 months go by and now they need a surgery they didn't realize they needed, and they're going to be out of work, and the company has no idea what's going on. So you jeopardize your rights by delaying. So report the injury within 30 days. Medical treatment. 2 kinds of benefits in workers' comp: medical treatment and income benefits. You can get medical treatment for up to 400 weeks from the accident date. But the employer gets to control that treatment. They have to have a panel of physicians posted where you work, and you get to pick a doctor off of that panel. They don't tell you which doctor to go to. They may tell you, go here, but you have the right to choose, and that's important because you don't get very much choice. They can send you to the doctors on that panel if you pick one, and they can send you to other doctors if they want, but you don't get to just choose unless there's issues with the panel. It would take a lawyer to really understand that. The importance of choosing the doctor is big. There's going to be 6 doctors on the panel. There's going to be 1 orthopedic doctor. There'll be an urgent care clinic or an occupational clinic. There might be a neurologist. Make sure you go to a doctor that can treat your injury. If you choose one that can't treat you, that can kind of delay things in getting done. The third thing about workers' comp we talk about is income benefits. You get a percentage of your weekly pay based on the average gross pay you made in the 13 weeks before the accident. The maximum benefit is $800 a week. It's 2/3 of your gross pay, and you can draw that for up to 400 weeks. Typically, nobody stays on income benefits that long, but to be on income benefits, you have to be totally disabled by your doctor, or you're on light duty and you're making less money, then you'd get some of that lost wage back in the form of benefits. The biggest difference between workers' comp and personal injury is you don't get money for pain and suffering. You don't get a settlement. All you're entitled to under Georgia workers' comp law are benefits. If there's an issue between you and your employer or their insurer that affects your right to workers' compensation benefits, then the parties can voluntarily settle the case. But you can't make them settle, and they can't make you settle. And the value of the case is going to be based on what they might have to pay you in benefits in the future. When should you call a lawyer in workers' comp? Unfortunately, it's difficult to get through the workers' comp system without an attorney's help. But if your claim is denied, or the adjuster tells you it's closed, then maybe you've got the wrong doctor, then you need to call a lawyer and find out what your rights are, because you do have some things that you can do. They might cut your benefits off for some reason. Your body is telling you one thing and the treating doctor is telling you another. It's time to call a lawyer and find out how you can get through the system and get out. The last thing, and this is the most important, if you like your job, you're not going to want to hire a lawyer immediately, because one of the conditions of settling a workers' comp case almost every time that I've had a case is they want you to voluntarily resign if there is a settlement. So at some point you may have to get a lawyer involved because you can't navigate through the system without the help of a lawyer. But if you're not worried about the job, then get the lawyer involved in your case early.